morning, dear students. Welcome to KLS Gupte College of Commerce, Belagavi. Ours is one of the leading institutions in the North Karnataka to provide quality and employability-oriented education. Myself, Professor S.B. Bendigeri, Department of Economics, teaching economics for third semester students. Due to global emergency, that is COVID-19 pandemic, which has become the global issue at present, as per the government instructions, we are going to take online classes for third semester students. Dear students, follow some instructions while watching videos. The first instruction is use laptops and desktops if possible, and maintain classroom atmosphere while watching the videos. And third one is, if you are using cell phones, use it in horizontal mode. And I welcome all my dear students to third semester. Today, before going to start the lecturing, let us have a focus on the title of the subject and syllabus for the third semester BCom. The title of the subject for third semester BCom is Industrial Economics. There are 5 units down this. First unit is Industrial Development. Second unit is Industrial Policy. Third one is Industrial Location, and fourth one is Industrial Finance. And fifth and last unit is Foreign Direct Investment, that is FDI. So this is the syllabus for third semester BCom. Now let us start with the first lesson, that is Industrial Development. Before going to the term Industrial Development, let us have a focus on the Industrial Economics. Do you know what is the meaning of Industrial Economics? Industrial Economics is a broader concept, and it is the study of all firms, industries, and distribution and marketing of goods and services. It is a comprehensive concept which is most important in case of industrial development and differs in case of different countries throughout the world. Coming to the industrial development is characterized on the basis of division of labor, use of machinery, application of science and technology and knowledge, and use of power resources and different types of process of production. These characters are differs in case of different countries. Economic development is depending on these basic characters. Especially in underdeveloping countries, developing countries like India and other Asian continental countries, and in developed countries, the availability of these sources are different. So depending on these, the development of industrial sector is possible. Especially when we are having a glance on industrial development at the time of British colonial rule, that is in pre-independence. In pre-independence, there was drastic change in the development of industries. British people, they have not given any importance for Indian industrial development. They have focused only their industries, and they have made India as a exporter of raw material country and marketing center for Britain goods. Because of that, most of the Indian industries were not completely developed at the time of British rule. Even after independence, India's industrial development was not up to mark. In the first 5-year plan, Government of India has given greater importance for agriculture and industrial development, but it was not increased drastically. And up to 1991, Government of India has given greater importance for industrial development because India is a labor-oriented country. Industrial sector is a capital-oriented sector. Because of that lack of capital formation, to fulfill the gap of that capital formation, Government of India has given greater importance and greater priority for the development of industries, because industrial development is the only sector which can bring immediate changes in the economic development of the country. Because of that, in almost all 5-year plans, Government of India has given greater importance for the development of industrial sector. Industrial sector includes growth of large scale industries, medium scale industries, small scale and tiny industries, and what we call it as MSMEs, for example, micro, small and medium enterprises. And it also includes public sector industries, private sector industries, joint sectors, MNCs and public-private partnerships. Industrial development also included in the deepening of capital and widening of capital. Here, deepening of capital in the sense more capital is used for per unit of output produced. That is called as a deepening of capital. Widening of capital, on the other hand, defined as the capital formation grows, which is increasing with increase in the output of final production. That is called as widening of capital. So here, the industrial development of the country is depending on these two important aspects, that is deepening of capital and widening of capital. Industrialization or else industrial development is also depending on and it is associated with increasing returns to scale, but agriculture sector is associated with diminishing returns to scale, because agriculture is depending on nature, but industrial sector is depending on capital. Because of that, agriculture sector is gambling with monsoon rains. Due to that, there is no expected growth in the agriculture sector compared to industries. So because of that, industrial sector is associated more with increasing returns to scale, and agriculture sector is associated with diminishing returns to scale. And industrial development is never-ending process. It is a sustainable process, ever-ending process. Here, as we go on adding the capital and labor to the industrial sector, the total output goes on increases. So because of that, industrial development is never-ending process or sustainable process. Now coming to the meaning of industrial development. Industrial development is a process of establishment of new industries and expansion of existing units. In other words, it is also called as, it is involved in reforming sick industries and closure of outdated industries. Let us have one more definition for the industrial development. That is, it is also defined as the changes of a series of statistical production function is known as industrial development. Now coming to the next part of the industrial development, that is factors influencing industrialization. Factors influencing means what factors are necessary for the development of industrial sector. These factors are encouraging the industrial sector development. Without these factors, there is no success, there is no possibility of increase in the industrial development. Those are broadly classified into four categories. First is economic factors, second one is social factors, third one is political factors, and fourth one is other factors. And again, economic factors are divided into different categories. These are classified into different categories. In that, first economic factor is availability of land. For the development of industrial sector, and if we are expecting industrial development in a particular country, the first and foremost important factor which influences industrial development is availability of land. Availability of land is not a question, but here the location where we have to locate the industry, at what time we have to locate the industry, for whom we have to locate the industry is a big question. Here the location which we are going to locate is very much important for the development of industries. The location, either it may be nearer to the market center or else it must be nearer to the resources available. For example, if we are locating our industrial unit nearer to these two aspects, for example, which are called as resources and marketing center, then there is a possibility of development of industries. So because of that, availability of land is the most important factor which influences industrial development. Coming to the next one, next factor which influencing industrial development, that is supply of capital. Especially India is a labor oriented country, but industrial sector is capital intensive sector. Because of that, right from beginning, right from independence, India is facing the problem of scarcity of capital. If there is a capital available continuously for the development of industries, there is no doubt we are getting more than our expectations and industrial development is possible. But in India, what happened? Supply of capital is less and the supply of labor is more. Because of that, even today we are facing the problem of supply of capital. If we are comparing the capital formation to China, for example, China's capital formation for industrial sector is 45% and India's capital formation for this industrial sector is only 35%. So because of that, there is no drastic change brought in industrial sector because of scarcity of capital. But here capital is the most important liquid asset and it is the life and blood for modern industrial development. So because of that, without capital nothing can be done in the industrial sector. Because of that, supply of capital plays an important role in case of industrial development. Now coming to the third one, that is skilled labor. There are two types of laborers, skilled and unskilled labor. Here, for the development of industrial sector, availability of skilled labor is much more important, because on the basis of division of labor, we can divide laborers on the basis of their qualification and knowledge and training. And when we are adopting the laborers based on their qualification and education and training, we can expect more from those working laborers. So because of that, industrial development is also concerned with, it requires more number of skilled laborers. Coming to the next one, that is production techniques. In India, we are using old and outdated technology in the production process, but the development of industrial sector is required the modern technology by which we can produce huge amount of goods and services with less cost and with less time, in a less time, for example. Okay, so in a less time, with a less cost, when we are able to produce huge amount of goods and services, that is the part and parcel of production techniques. Coming to the next economic factor which influences industrial development is infrastructure. Infrastructure is another important source. It has become the basic source for the development of industries. Most of the developed countries are depending on these infrastructure. Infrastructure is the only source by which we can bring drastic change in the development of industries. But in India, there is no proper infrastructure for the development of industries. Example for infrastructure are roads and transportation facility, power resources, availability of raw materials, science and technology, marketing facilities. So these are some examples for infrastructure. Coming to the last economic factor which influences industrialization is entrepreneurial ability. Most of the entrepreneurs are not educated, they are illiterates. When they are not educated, if they are illiterates, there is no possibility of industrial development because they don't know how to manage their units and they don't know how to practice, how to bring in practice the innovative ideas, inspiring ideas, igniting ideas in their process of production. Because of that, entrepreneurial ability is also very much important for the development of industries. With this, we'll stop today's online classes for third semester BCom students. Remaining part we shall discuss in the next class. Till then, take care, be safe, stay at home, take care of your family, wear mask and maintain social distancing. Thank you very much.